Hey, welcome back everyone. It is so great to be with you guys today because it is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. In just a couple of days is Disney Plus Day. We are going to be getting a lot of new teases and a lot of new reveals, new details about the Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano show, Star Wars Kenobi, and more, and exactly what's going on with the Star Wars lore between Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, as well as new TV show announcements, followed by other ones that will be actually unveiled at Star Wars Celebration of 2022 in, of course, May, so mark your calendars for that month next year as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of fun and entertaining things on there from time to time and interact with you guys further. So, what's really all the more exciting has everything to do with the Obi Wan Kenobi series. This is by far the most anticipated Star Wars TV show to date for two reasons. Number one, it's going to be very cinematic and movie-like. And number two, it is going to be considered a sequel to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's not just going to be seen as a bridge between 3 and 4. They are literally treating this as a sequel to Episode 3, given that it is going to have that same theme or that overall feeling of the prequel trilogy era, and it's also going to have a lot of input provided by George Lucas. So you're going to have that feel of the prequels, specifically Episode 3, with the Kenobi series. Now, on to the trailer. This is something that a lot of people are very curious about. Now, this is not about the teaser that's going to be unveiled in just 2 days from now. This is about the full-blown trailer that is already well into the works by multiple trailer production companies that are actually working with Disney on what key shots they're going to actually provide in this trailer and which specific shots are already being worked on for the full trailer to debut in just a couple of months from now. So we're actually going to be getting into this as well because this is something that fans have been looking forward to the most. Now, with that being said, given that now both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused now on their new Star Wars universe with shows like Star Wars Ahsoka, and especially this one, Star Wars Kenobi, Disney is preparing to create a big marketing move for the Obi Wan Kenobi series. It's described that on, of course, Disney Plus Day, of course, fans will be getting a short teaser of the Kenobi show. However, this will not be considered the main trailer of the show. It's described, however, that Disney is currently already putting together the full trailer for the Kenobi series, which is set to debut sometime in March of 2022 next year. This is completely separate from the already planned teaser for the Kenobi series, which debuts in 2 days, which is going to be footage. However, multiple key shots are going to become a part of the Kenobi series for, of course, this specific trailer. It's described that a trailer production company that works with Disney is already working on key scenes for the full trailer, one of which is set to showcase our first look at an unmasked Darth Vader, portrayed by no other than Hayden Christensen with no ambiguous shots, like how it was done in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. The footage is set to give fans a vivid and clear image of Hayden with a mask on supplying oxygen, where Vader is said to be entering into a back-to-tank of sorts by use of these droids and mechanical arms lifting him up, followed by the breath of Darth Vader's mask. Next up involves a sequence in which the scene is followed by a wide shot that gives fans a look at new Tatooine looks of the Tatooine suns during twilight, showing Obi Wan Kenobi next to a campfire and a brand new droid that is currently unnamed, with background voices of Yoda's dialogue from Episode 3 talking about Obi-Wan's training being remote during his solitude. Now, our first look at an aged Obi Wan Kenobi comes just after this shot, where his hairstyle is different than in Episode 3, more shaggy and messy and slightly longer than usual, with obvious crow's feet and new forehead lines to add in that aged effect to the character that takes place 10 years after the events of Episode 3. One of the lines of dialogue by Ewan Mcgregor involves him talking about feeling a dark presence that could pose a threat to the boy. Next up involves a shot of what appears to be 2 inquisitors with red lightsaber blades engaging in combat with Obi Wan Kenobi in a dark hallway, where Kenobi is only seen from the rear and doing a backflip before the screen cuts to black. Another shot involves a tease of a young Luke Skywalker, a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker to be specific, looking out to the sunset just like in Star Wars A New Hope, except this time Luke is seen as a silhouette covered by Obi Wan's dialogue stating that he will do what he must to keep them from evil, most likely referring to both Luke and Leia. Another shot later on showcases a scene of Darth Vader's castle with some kind of construction underway to actually part of the actual castle. This is likely a period in which Vader's castle is still getting some tweaks done, followed by a shot of Vader's armor being placed onto Anakin's burned body. This actually provides very close and detailed shots of Anakin Skywalker's feet, hands, thighs, and forearms, provided by, of course, armor covering these body parts in very close formats. So, what's really intriguing about this structure of the full trailer, these are the main key scenes that are being worked on. Keep in mind that these are not all the scenes for the trailer, but what the trailer production company is already working on with Disney as we speak. This goes hand in hand with what's actually been done before a couple of months ago, where Lucasfilm actually created sets for Darth Vader's castle. Now, Darth Vader's castle is going to have a big comeback in the Kenobi series. In fact, the Rogue One creators even said this back in 2017, that they would love to see his actual castle return in a future Star Wars project. And what do you know? Here we are just a couple of years later. 2022 is going to offer just that. Now, the thing about this, about the two Inquisitors, alright, this is a very interesting thing. A lot of people think that Sun Kang is going to be one of the Inquisitors, and we also have multiple of them in the TV show. It's not quite sure if it's going to be just 2, maybe 3 or more Inquisitors, for all we know. But this specific trailer is going to be mind-blowing, to say the least. Now, the thing about this is that we also have a sequence in which we're going to get our very first look at a young version of Luke Skywalker, a 10-year-old Luke Skywalker in silhouette format. Now, I kind of like the callback to what they're doing here with Luke looking out to the sunset, the binary sunset. You can see that they're trying to create little twists to what we already have seen in A New Hope and kind of adding a different layer to it. Now, it's kind of making us gain more insight into Luke's life, that he has been doing this for a very long time, taking his time outside of his home, looking at that Tatooine sunset before it turns to dark. And I kind of like that. It shows us a little bit of his childhood and exactly what he's been up to. Now, of course, they're not going to show us Luke's face in the trailer for Kenobi. They most likely want to keep that as a big secret and a big surprise until the actual show drops in May of next year, so I can understand that. The thing that I think a lot of fans are going to be very excited about is this key moment in which Kenobi is actually fighting the Inquisitors. So this show is actually said to be very action-packed, very action-driven, and it's going to have a lot of fight sequences that's really going to give fans, that prequel trilogy vibe, given that it is going to have that overall tone. It's going to feel like Episode 3, to say the least. It's going to have that feeling to it. And a lot of that comes from George Lucas working closely with Deborah Chow and, of course, the other creators of the show to kind of make it very much accurate to the overall tone of the prequel trilogy era, with layers of the tone of A New Hope in there as well. So I cannot wait. I think it's going to be very interesting once March arrives. It's not all that far away. We're going to be getting that new footage on November 12th. Not quite sure exactly how significant it's going to be, but we will actually be able to see a ton of this in March of 2022. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.